Imagine adding 20 pounds to your deadlift without a single rep. It sounds crazy, right? Well, if you give me 7 minutes, I'll show you exactly how static strength is gonna rewire your body. What's up, squad? Chris here, and today we're proving that 5 strategic isometric holds can transform muscle density, joint health, even blood pressure, all without pricey gear or marathon workouts. Stay to the end, and I'll stitch these into a 10-minute workout blueprint that outperforms a 45-minute gym session, and exercise 3 is gonna have your chest quaking. Dynamic lifts move you through full range of motion, but peak tension only lasts a split second. Isometrics pin you at the hardest joint angle and lock every fiber into max recruitment for 20, 30, 40 seconds straight. That sustained calcium flood is gonna spike your motor unit density. You're gonna recruit high threshold fibers sooner and keep them lit. 2, it's gonna build joint friendly strength. No repetitive shear that comes from dynamic training. So cartilage and tendons are gonna get a growth signal without that grind on your joints. 3, it's gonna improve neural drive at that angle. Strength sticks there and carries over 15 degrees in both directions. Perfect for blasting sticking points. And 4, clinically, 4 weeks of isometric work can drop resting systolic blood pressure. It's a huge heart health bonus. Bottom line, isometrics equal time under tension on steroids minus the needles. Now you ready to feel it? Let's light up the quads first with the wall sit furnace. Quick story, last year my client Trent, 47-year-old cyclist, couldn't even finish a 3-mile climb. 6 weeks of wall sits during lunch and he PR'd that hill laughing. Holding a 90-degree wall sit traps quads, hams, and glutes at peak tension. Calcium floods the sarcoplasm, extending cross-bridge cycling time. Research shows this upregulates both endurance enzymes and type 2B fiber recruitment. Translation, power plus stamina and 1 static hold. Here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna slide down, knees 90 degrees, back flat. We're going to hold this pose for 30 to 60 seconds. Rest only 60 seconds. When we're ready to get some progressive overload going on, we're gonna add a plate to our lap, or we can do some single leg holds. You do that right and your legs are definitely gonna be on fire right now. So now let's stabilize your entire torso so that power actually transfers. Now Lisa, a coder friend of mine, not a client like Trent, was totally crippled with classic lower back pain. 3 weeks of this plank variation I'm about to show you, and her physical therapist cleared her early. Here's why it works. A standard plank already lights up rectus and TVA. Raise one arm and you trigger 30% more oblique and serratus activation, which is EMG based. You're teaching your rib cage and pelvis to stay married while load shifts. Core anti-rotation is the true desk job antidote. Here's how you do it. Perform the plank, tighten the glutes, and lift one arm for 15 to 30 seconds. Pro tip, drive the ground away. Don't let the hips swivel. If you want some progressive overload for this, you can throw in a balance disc or a Swiss ball for instability overload. That anti-rotation skill pays off big because exercise 3 is gonna put your body into the ultimate freeze frame. Years ago, my fitness coach once told me, master the sticking point and everything else is gravy. This is that sticking point. Biomechanically, you're parked where pec leverage is worst and tension is highest, which is perfect for hypertrophy. A 2022 JSCR study found 26% gains in shoulder stability after only 4 weeks of mid-range push-up holds. By the way, if you haven't seen our video on just push-up holds, here's a link right here. Here's how you do it. Lower your elbows to a 90-degree position and freeze. Hold it there. You want to hold it for 20 to 40 seconds if you're a beginner. If you're a beast, go for 60 seconds or longer. If you want to upgrade this, start with your feet elevated, or you can go single leg or weighted vest, either or. Now, your chest is probably trembling if you're doing this correctly, but the back side of your chain still decides your posture. Time to light it up. I'm sure we've heard stories like this where a power lifter could dead like 600 pounds, but he can't even tie his shoes without pain. 30 days of bridge holds, no pain, safer pull. Why? Glute bridges lock the pelvis into posterior tilt, unloading lumbar discs and forcing glute max to fire at near max voluntary contraction, which is 80% MVC and EMG data. Quick side note, if you haven't seen our video on MVC, maximum voluntary contraction, you need to check that video out. Here's a link right here. Probably the best gold on this entire channel. Here's how you perform it. Heels under knees, drive the hips up, squeeze your glutes, credit card tight squeeze. Hold this for 30 to 60 seconds, and if you want a more advanced variant of this, try the one leg variant. Just like in our video, 7 isometric exercises you need if you're over 40. If you want to upgrade this exercise, you can throw a Swiss ball underneath your feet for instability, or you can throw a sandbag over your hips. All right, we got our front, back, and bottom prepped. There's more? Of course there is. Now we're gonna fly like Goku and bulletproof the spine. Spinal extensors live between pain-free posture and slipped disc misery. Hovering arms and legs taps multifidi at mid-range, where disc shear is lowest and trains thoracic extension most of us lose by age 30. Here's how we perform it. We want to be prone and our arms forward, legs straight, and lift and hold for 30 seconds. To progress this, 5 sets of 10-second pulses for newbies, light dumbbells or resistance bands for the pros. Perform all this correctly, and by now, every fiber south of your ears has fired, and we didn't even perform a single rep. So now it's time to pull it all together. 10-minute blueprint, let's go. Exercise number 1, wall sit, 60 seconds. 2, plank and arm raise left arm, 30 seconds. Plank plus arm raise right arm, 30 seconds. 4, push-up hold, 40 seconds. 5, glute bridge, 60 seconds. 6, Superman hold, 40 seconds. With the rest times included, this should run you about 7 to 10 minutes. If you're lacking in a specific area, repeat any 2 weak spot holds. 3 sessions a week, log the hold time, and watch your numbers climb up.